Before I start, just a quick note. This episode is based on my personal experience. I'm sharing this not to shame anyone, but to help others who might find themselves in the same situation. For some privacy, I'm leaving out some names and some details that could identify the other party. You ever do everything right for a friend? Help them out. You're always there for them. Trust them with your money, only for them to straight up ghost you. Yeah, that just happened to me. And honestly, it makes you rethink everything you thought you knew about trust and friendship. Let's talk about what really happens when kindness gets you burned and how to make sure it never happens to you. All right, so I have here with me someone who's going to be helping me with the discussion today. Okay, Robert, how are you doing? I hope you're doing fine. So, you know what? I just wanted to ask you, because I have this friend. We may have had some issues sometime around April, May, but it was because of very poorly managed sales transaction. So, that's where it all started. And then got ourselves into a series of circumstances being victimized by allegedly a guy who's haven't even paid me yet right now. Actually, he is the trigger for my creative idea on the program I'm fleshing out right now. Anyway, so here's the real issue. Now, I was being considerate to this friend because of the business that I do. So I said, I will give you this opportunity to recover. We're friends anyway, and dahil dyan, alam kong you wouldn't do your friend. You're not gonna lie to your friend. Hindi ka magsisinungaling sa friend mo or hindi mo tatakbuhan yung kaibigan mo dun sa obligasyon mo. And so I did trust, and I feel so vulnerable that I keep doing this. I put myself in a situation wherein I'm just too nice. So here's the thing. How do I deal with this? Because number one, this person is ghosting me. Does not give me any updates kung ano na nangyari, magbabayad ba siya, may pinagdadaanan ba siya. The only thing that I got from this person is sira yung cellphone niya, kaya hindi niya ako makontak. So, what is your take on this? What can you say about this? And how do you think can we better handle the situation? So, while we're waiting for Robert, I'll go ahead and take a quick break so that we can lighten up this conversation. So here's what Robert has to say about this.
But as a friend, you feel disrespected and abandoned, especially now that you're being ghosted. And part of you feels like, did I do this to myself again by being too nice? That last part hits deep. What's actually happening here? This isn't just about money. This is about trust.
True.
You didn't just extend a deal. You extended belief. And when someone doesn't reciprocate even with basic communication, it can feel like they're not just neglecting the agreement.
That's
they're
why I'm
neglecting
getting
your
so
humanity.
pissed off about this.
But let's be real too. This was a business relationship. Boundaries got blurred because you tried to be kind before careful. And now the ghosting feels like both betrayal and avoidance, which it probably is. So what can you do about it? 1. Drop the guilt for being too nice. Kindness is not the problem. The problem is lack of boundaries around your kindness. You don't need to stop being giving. You just need stronger filters and firmer agreements moving forward. 2. Decide what kind of closure you need. Do you want financial restitution, an explanation apology, just to be emotionally done? Write that down. Get clear. Because right now, you're stuck in limbo. And that limbo is draining energy you could be using to build SlamScamTV, which ironically, this person helped inspire. 3. Send one final clear message. It could be something like, hey, I hope you're okay. I've waited for communication and I've been more than patient. I need clarity and resolution. If I don't hear from you I'll take that as closure. No ill will, just moving forward. Why this works? It's firm but not cruel. It gives you your power back, and it shows emotional maturity, not petty reaction. Channel the emotion into creation. You already started this with. Maybe this friend ends up being a case study, not out of revenge, but as a symbol of why clear boundaries matter in trust-based business. Your vulnerability isn't a flaw, it's your superpower. But every superpower needs a shield. Your next evolution, Brian, isn't about being harder. It's about being wiser in how you protect the generous soul inside you.
Well, you know what? Thank you for that. The way to handle this is, it's so sad that it comes to this extent, though, that I'm doing this. I'm going to this extent of desperation just to get payment out of this person. Because you know what? Honestly, I also have my fair share of financial obligations. I mean, it's bad enough that I can't bend ends meet right now because I mean, let's come to think of it. Hindi rin biro yun. That is like how much? 4K plus. So with that said, this is my message. So I guess that's my learning here is, you know what? Gerard, kung nanonood ka man kung makikita mo man tong video na alam mo naman na from the very beginning I trusted you, not just as a business or a business partner, pero bilang kaibigan, binigyan kita ng opportunity kasi I believed in your potential. Anyway, going back here, so alam mo naman na from the very beginning I trusted and I wanted to help you bounce back. I gave you space, I gave you time, hoping na you'd keep me posted or at least communicate kahit simpleng update lang. Pero ngayon, I feel like, I've been ghosted. Hindi ko alam kung anong nangyari. Wala man lang malinaw na update or may problema ka ba? Wala kang time, naiintindihan ko pero walang communication at all. That's not okay. So ito lang, I'm sending this message as a form of closure. On my end, I need clarity. Kung may plano ka pa to settle or fix this, I'm open until the end of this week, up until Friday. After that, I take your silence as your decision and I'll move accordingly. No hard feelings, pero with boundaries definitely. And this is the last time that it's gonna happen because you know what? I don't want to be in this kind of situation again. Not to anyone, especially not to a friend. It hurts to feel like this. Anyway, ingat ka na lang and sana maayos din tong lahat sa'yo. Other than that, you know what? Gaya nga ng topic ko in the last episode of Fiesta Life podcast, it was about friendship audit. Which friends are you going to keep and which are not? Kasi we're going to go back to that actually. We're going to be going back to that. But for now, Gerard, I hope nakikinig ka and I hope mapanood mo to. And no hard feelings. You know what? It's so sad that it needs to come to that extent, come to that point that I have to address this publicly, instead of us talking about it in private. All right, Fiesta fam, before we wrap up, let me leave you with this. If you keep getting ghosted, used, or conveniently forgotten after being kind, Tagalogin ko na para sa mga hindi nakakaintindi. Kung ikaw ay laging ginoghost, parang deep ng Tagalog agatasan, at ginugoyo, baka naman hindi na yan friendship. Baka naman yan ay flirtship with emotional baggage on the side. So maybe it's time to ask, is this really friendship? Or siguro this is just a one-sided giving and it's dressed up as a close connection. Pare friends kayo ba? So now don't get me wrong because kindness is beautiful. It's a very beautiful thing. But there's a difference between being kind and overextending to the point na you're running on empty. I mean, a practical example is what I'm going through right now. I mean, I have my financial obligations every month. I have to pay my bills. But, naiipit ako sa budget ko because, someone is taking advantage of that kindness. So you don't have to be running on empty. I hate it. I'm running on empty. Ang sakit na nga sa wallet. Ang sakit pa sa puso. At syempre, kung someone you considered as a friend is doing that to you, it's more than money because the money I can always earn that. But it's really more of the self-respect. Hindi ako na, parang ang pangit ng feeling na ganun actually, man. So I'm just here to remind you guys that you don't need to harden your heart, but you do need to protect it. And in this sense, while it's very convenient, ako tao lang ako, no. I mean, I'm gonna be really honest. Sometimes it just gets me angry. I want to get mad. I want to do something bad. I want to set up. But then you know what? I realize that that's not the way I'm going to play this game because I want to be the bigger person in this picture, and at least people will see this other side of me. Na, you know what? I'm not really a negative person. I'm all for empowering people. And it's just sad that someone you help out, someone you considered as a friend will do this to you. O kailangan nating matutunan alagaan yung sarili natin. And only us, tayo lang magiging ang responsible dyan. Hindi natin pwedeng ituro sa ibang tao yan. Sabihin na natin na freeloadership or sabihin na natin na hindi siya marunong mag-respect sa ibang tao, kaya na nagagawa yun. Di ba? You can't blame that to other person. Kung ganun talaga sila, kung masama talaga yung ugali nila, hindi sila mapagkakatiwalaan with a little, with such little, nga sa Bible, diba? Whoever cannot be trusted with small, cannot be trusted with big. Parang ganun yun. So, what I'm trying to say is, guys, while it's easier to blame other people na masama ng ugali niya, hindi siya marunong respeto sa friendship, I think the more responsible thing to do is, first place, we should be dapat kasama ng love language natin yung boundaries na. Kasi nga, di ba, kailangan natin alagaan. Kailangan mong alagaan yung sarili mo. And we are all allowed to love people, to love, help, to hope. Pero dapat kasama dyan yung set ng boundaries dun sa love language natin. So the next time someone disappears after receiving your trust, don't worry, guys. Don't worry. Take a pause, take a deep breath before you start World War III or World War IV. Ask yourself, take a deep breath, ask yourself, do I want to keep playing the giver, or do I want to become someone who gives but with boundaries? And that's the real shift there. And this is a mini episode of the Fiesta Life with me, Brian Christian. Thank you for joining me this week. I hope that made sense with you guys. And I hope that will empower you guys. I wouldn't want to be named as someone who does that, because when it comes to that, when I owe money to people I'm close with, to my friend, I tell them that, sorry, I still can't pay. And I try to be transparent with them. Hindi ko pa kaya because ganito, ganyan, di ba? Lalong-lalo na if you actually gave an opportunity to that person, you gave them a special treatment that you don't usually give to other people, but you gave it to them because they're your friend, and then suddenly just disappears on you. Well, that said, now at least I hope I was able to inspire those people who heard this story today. And to my friend, you know what? Matatanda na tayo, and alam naman natin kung ano yung tama and ano yung mali. And the next time somebody gives you an opportunity, I think you should really turn it into an opportunity, and at the same time, you have to learn how to make it a two-way thing. Hindi pwedeng one way lang lagi. Di ba? You don't care about the financial impact to them, considering that they invested on you. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be tulong-tulungan tayo, di ba? Yan ang problema sa culture ng Pilipino. This is the reason why sometimes it's sad, but it's true. The crab mentality, that this is an example of that bad Filipino trait na kailangan nating baguhin if we wanna succeed. Naghihilahan tayo pababa. Instead na nagtutulungan tayo to achieve the goals that we set, instead of us all earning, and instead of us having a positive bottom line in our financials, ang nangyayari, naghihilahan tayo pababa, guys. Dapat hindi ganyan. So, this is Brian Christian. Next time, love, help, but do it with boundaries. That bandang huli, nagsisihan. Nag-decide man yung kaibigan nyo na huwag na maging kaibigan sa inyo and lokohin kayo, just let it be. Kasalanan mo yan, dude. Hindi ka kasi nag-set ng boundaries. Hindi ka nag-set ng boundaries. In the first place, hindi mo na pinayagang ng ganung klaseng arrangement. You should have implemented financial policies such as the correct payment terms. That's just an example. Yun yung pinaka-importante dyan. Setting the boundaries, the right boundaries to protect yourself. Kasi sino ba pinaka-importante sa equation na to para sa buhay natin? Ourselves. How do we succeed in life? Ourselves. How do we help out other people? By working on ourselves. Because how are we going to help other people if we can't help ourselves? Diba? So I hope that gives more... I hope I was able to empower you guys and inspire you guys on a quite different way of handling situation that is true. I'm sure hindi naman ako ang tinakbuhan at ginost ng mga kaibigan nila pagkatapos nilang tulungan, di ba? That happened. In fact, to me, that happened multiple times, and sakit na sa puso actually. I don't understand why people do that. But hey, that's my message to myself as well. For me to become a more responsible person, next time I have to make sure that I set that boundary because I love myself. Sino ba bang magmamahal sa akin? Sino ba bang magpoprotekta sa akin? Sino bang magbabayad ng mga bills? Sarili ko rin, di ba? So, sino bang nahirapan? Ako. So, sinong pwede kong sisihin? No one else but me. Because I'm responsible for my own life. No one else is responsible for my life. So, I hope you guys will start thinking like that. na you have to be responsible with all your actions, and you have to do it in a way na nobody around you will suffer for your decisions and choices in life. In this instance, sadly, my so-called friend Gerard decided na, you know what, I don't care about you. Too bad. And sira yung telepono ko, so hindi kita i-update. Hindi ko bibigay sa yung strategy. Obviously, wala siyang strategy to pay back. Diba? Usually, ako sabihin ko, dude, give me 3 to 4 days lang. Ititignan ko lang kung anong pwede kong i-defer na payables. Sa taong gusto, maraming paraan. At sa taong ayaw, maraming dahilan. Remember, karma is real. Babalik at babalik yan sa inyo. Sa atin. What kind of energy that you throw out to the world, it's the same energy that the world will throw back to you. So if you manipulate, if you ghost people, if you disrespect people, you don't care about people, guess what? Yan ang babalik sa'yo. But if you are trying to empower people, understanding people, forgiving people, and just doing good, guess what? Kung ano babalik sa'yo. I'm gonna catch you guys next time in the next episode with more truth, more laughs, and way more self-respect. So bye for now. Let me leave you with this song. I have to go into this public statement just for you, for me to reach you, because I can't reach you. So anyway, moving on with this day, let's try to give you guys a dose of